E te rau i rau rarau mai rā ki tō tātou nei kōrero mo tēnei wā, ko te kaupapa tāngata koia tēnā. E oi anō rā nei te karanga ko tēnei. O te Kotahitanga o Te Atiawa, Ngāti Te Whiti, Puketapu, te Kaunihera-ā-Rohe o Ngā Motu, me te whānau o Hana Te Hemara, me Ngā Tamatoa, no mai rarau mai ki I Am Hana. I oi anō rā, tēnā koe e te tuahine Eliana, ki e nei o ngā kaupapa oka ira tēnā. Nō reira, kei a koe.
Tēnā koe e dai. Ai, miharo rawa te kaupapa nei. Nā mātou te whiwhi, nā mātou te honore, kia whakai mai Ngā Tamatoa, kia hara mai ki Ngā Motu nei, ki te whakanui me ki i te Petihana Reo Māori, me ngā tau rima tekau kua pahure. Maha ngā kaupapa i wainga i tērā Petihana nui, me ngā kaupapa whakanui, ko Aunty Hana tētehi, kia maumahara i tōna pai, ona pukenga, ona mahi katoa, e pāniki tō tātou nei reo. Me te hoki mahara hoki ki ngā mahi a Tamatoa, nā reira, nā mātou te whiwhi i whakai mai, i tono mai ngā Tamatoa, kia hara mai ki konei. Nā reira, maha ngā kaupapa, kua whakaritea i ngā wiki e rua e hara mai ana.
Tēnā koe moera o ngā māramatanga orotu i tō tātou reo rangatira ko te reo Māori. Tērā, koera te kaupapa nui i tēnei wā tonu. Of course, the 50th celebrations from the time of the petition in 1972. And of course, events that are happening, that's going to be happening from the 30th of August right through until the 15th. And of course, some beautiful kaupapa. You know, I did some research on some of the stuff that you sent through. And as I said to you, you know, Naneko, who is one of our kaupapa here at Te Korimako o Taranaki, often talks about her kuia. And it wasn't until I'd actually researched it, seen the videos, that how the importance of what she did during that time, and it's only fitting. It's only fitting, no Te Atiawa hoki aia. It's only fitting that we see Te Kotahitanga o Te Atiawa, Ngāti Te Whiti and Puketapu within this event. But now there's, as you said, there's so many things going on. It's starting on the 30th of August. Tell us what are some of the events that will be happening during that time?
So on the 30th, we begin a 2-week journey with Mr. G, a renowned artist, kaimahi toi. So he's with us for 2 weeks here in Ngā Motu, and he's going to be painting a giant mural of Aunty Hana at the back of Pukeariki, Whare Puka Puka, at the back of the library here in central New Plymouth. So we're really excited to have him on board. E mi'i ana kia Toi New Zealand, Creative New Zealand, Toi Aotearoa, who have supported his mahi. So enabling him to be here for 2 weeks. So that whole kaupapa is a public kaupapa where the hapori whānui, me ngai tātou, ngā uri mokapuna, can go along and watch. And he'll be set up for 2 weeks. And so people will be able to go along, watch him painting the mural live as it happens. And then on the 15th of September, we'll be unveiling the full mural, you know, with a dawn karakia. So it's pretty special. I think throughout the time there are going to be different wānanga workshops between Mr. G and our kaimahi toi ki Taranaki nei ki Aotearoa me ki. So it's going to be a really awesome opportunity to talk with him, learn from him, but also just see his work unfold. And there's been a few social media posts from him just looking at his preparations, getting all his safety gear together.
Wow.
Because when you're painting on the side of a 5-story building.
Exactly.
You know, it's a big, massive mahi, but also we have to be, he has to be safe and take precautions. So that's one of the big kaupapa that's happening across the 2 weeks. But also we have got Puketapu is hosting what we call listening posts. So whakarunguana ki te reo Hana. There'll be listening posts where you can go and listen to audio recordings of Auntie Hana in her time. So that will be at Puketapu for the duration of the 2 weeks. So from the 1st of 15th of September, we'll be able to go in and do that. There's also an exhibition, a photography exhibition from photographer. And so there's a photo exhibition at the TSB Showplace that is going to display some historic photos of Ngā Tamatoa and the work that they did in the days of the petition. So there's lots and lots of kaupapa. One of the most humbling things for us to support is Ngā Tamatoa actually coming here to Taranaki to acknowledge Auntie Hana and to commemorate the Reo Māori Petition here with us. And so on the evening of Wednesday, the 14th of September, they're basically having a panel discussion or a discussion between members of Ngā Tamatoa who are going to talk about their challenges, their triumphs, how things kind of, rolled for them in the time of bringing the petition together. So we're really lucky to have that in Oreni Kaipara to facilitate that discussion. But all of these, because it's a lot of information, right? But all of these events can be found at iamhana.nz. So you can register for some of the events on where there are limited numbers, we need registrations. So all of that can be done through iamhana.nz. Yeah.
Tēnā koe, tēnā koe. The Ngā Tamatoa have always been an inspiration for many of our young ones also coming through, and the challenges that they faced and the challenges that our people face today. But, I have to say, without the petition, you ask yourself what's evolved from that, and there's so much that's evolved from the petition. But also, Liana, where do you see Te Reo Māori now from, say, back in Ngā Tamatoa time? And, them speaking, I've seen documentaries on them, and they talk, some of them had no reo at that time, but they had mātauranga. Where do you see the reo now coming into 2022?
Yeah. Pātai pai. E hara Auntie Hana I tetehi kai kōrero reo Māori.
Ana.
So Auntie Hana didn't speak te reo Māori, but she knew at that time, and others knew at that time, that they needed to do something to protect our reo. Otherwise, it was going to die off, and we were going to lose it. So, so the importance of the petition, the importance of non-reo Māori speakers advocating for reo Māori to be recognised, acknowledged, can't be emphasised enough. And I think, I'm showing my age now, but I missed the kohanga, the kohanga journey and the start of that and the kura kaupapa. But the importance of it today is that my kids have that as that's an option for them. Reo Māori immersion schooling is an option for our kids and our mokopuna that we never had. And so can't underestimate, the value of that, and how amazing that is, that we didn't have to fight for that because the likes of Ngā Tamatoa and Auntie Hana fought for it for us. But, especially when there's so many more people speaking Reo Māori now, and they're trying it, and the fact that people get upset because companies are giving their kai brands Reo Māori names for a week of the year,
Yeah.
just to show how far we've come. Despite the people that are against it, so many people are celebrating.
Ka pai. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because with her ups and downs that Ngā Tamatoa had in the past, people, their own whānau and their own kaumātu and kuia went against them. And again, as you said, we see companies that are, I don't like the fact that they're making money off it, but the fact is that they're using the language to, I would say, honestly, to promote Te Reo Māori. That's my whakaro anyway. We've seen this go through the years. I'm sure that Huirangi, his greatest gift was kōrero Māori, So akongia Te Reo Māori. So we should be proud of what we have today, and that's come from past. Ki ngā tau omua, kuia tēnā.
Tekau.
Yeah, kuia tēnā. You and I, we've been through the years and with Te Korimako o Taranaki, and you doing your mahi that you were doing at the time, and then seeing ourselves grow too.
Yeah. I mean, as a second language learner, Reo Māori is not my first language, and every day, I'm challenged, and every day, there are wero placed in front of me to continue to speak it to my tamariki. And I think that's part of it too, is when we are commemorating the petition and celebrating Aunty Hana, actually it's about reflecting on our own Reo Māori journeys, and what it might look like going forward as well, and how we might stretch ourselves, how we might challenge ourselves to do more. And that's certainly something that I'm having to do every day with my tamariki, given their kura kaupapa.
A pera tonu ki au I mea aku mokapuna koia tēnā. But the beauty is that I have the language now, and I'm like you, I'm a second language learner. But I have the reo now, and I'm able to utilise that with my mokapuna now, whereas I couldn't do that before with my daughters. So koia tēnā, so big plus that is. Look, I tell you what, Mr. G, I've seen his works. Forget about the canvas. This guy is known right around the world, so for whānau, please, this is an opportunity for you to see a beautiful Māori artist at work. And like I said before, this isn't about canvases. This is about buildings, and look it up online. Take a look at some of his works that he's done online as well. So how amazing is that? Ngāti Te Whiti, Puketapu, Te Kotahitanga o Te Atiawa, and also the Kaunihera, New Plymouth District Council, and Creative New Zealand for coming in and supporting this kaupapa. Nō reira, ka waiho te wā ki a koe, hei wakakapi ake I tō tātou nei kōrero, nō reira, tēnā koe, Leana.
Tēnā koe. Ko te mea nui kia whakanui I tō tātou nei Reo Māori. Ahakoa he iti, he paunamu, nā reira, me hara mai ki Taranaki, hara mai ki Ngā Motu, ki te kiti te mahi toi, Mr. G, hara mai ki te whakarongo ki Ngā Tamatoa, hara mai ki te maumahara I taua kaupapa, me tō tātou nei whaine hana, nā reira. Ka tika, nā mātou te whiwhi, nā mātou te honore, nā reira, nau mai, hara mai. So just a big encouragement to everybody to come and join in the commemorations and the celebrations. I think it's beautiful that the commemoration of the petitions happening here in Taranaki and not down at Pāremata. I can't thank Ngā Tamatoa enough for the privilege of hosting them in this kaupapa here. And and an opportunity to acknowledge Auntie Hana. So please get among all the activities, whānau. I think one final plug, Di, is we know, those of us that are close to Auntie Hana and know about her life, she died at an early age. She died at 59 from cervical cancer. And so one of the other partners we have, there are many partners in this kaupapa, is Tui Ora. And we're going to look at some kōrero and some workshops on the Smear Your Mea campaign. And so really encouraging that hauora aspect of Auntie Hana's life as well. So just a big invitation to come and participate and celebrate Reo Māori, Ngā Tamatoa, whaine Hana, me tātou ngai Māori.
Tēnā koe. Nō reira e aku nui, e aku rahi tēnei. Ko tēnei te kōrero, ko tēnei ngā mahi, ko tēnei te kaupapa nui ara te whakamahara I a Hana Te Hemara. Me te pēti ana a Reo Māori. Nō reira ka tika te tohu kōrero Māori. Kōrero Māori, arohaina Te Reo Māori, koia tēnā. Nō reira mihi kawana kia koe, Eliana, a tōna wā ka kōrero tāua anō, tēnā pia te 2023 pia, hioi anō rā, tēnā koe. Nau mai rā.
Tēnā koe, tēnā.